Good afternoon, everyone. Hope things are well. A bit of an emergency crisis going on at Newcastle United, according to social media. The past 24 hours, it's fair to say, has been extremely negative towards the club. Of course, the official news regarding Gordon and Hall, to be honest, yes, it's bad news. We knew it was going to be bad news, but it is expected bad news. Did anyone honestly think that Lewis Hall was going to make the cup final, especially after hearing last week that he'd be seeking out a specialist? We all knew he'd be in trouble. Anthony Gordon, did anyone deep down believe that we could overturn that red card? Again, it was just never ever going to happen. But we'll talk about those two players in a bit because that's the official news that came out. But there was also some unofficial news on social media where the situation is being deemed to be even worse than what it currently is, with a couple of huge key name hitters that are actually reportedly also going to be out for the cup final. But we'll get through it. Just for me, first off though, I'm going to be heading down to London on Saturday, where I'm going to be in the capital for the next 10 days. So I've got plenty of videos planned, plenty of videos that will be uploaded during my time down south. As always, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content. Any suggestions, any recommendations, anything you want to see from me in particular, please do let me know down in the comment section. We get the videos sorted for you. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? Let's start off with what, in my opinion, is the news that I don't believe at all. Now, some of these ITK accounts, I never tend to talk about them, but basically, after the Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon official news yesterday, these accounts have then kind of jumped on it and have also, I guess, pre-predicted what players would also be out for the final. So straight away, one here saying Alexander Isak is set to be out for the Carabao Cup final. And as expected, loads of Newcastle fans are panicking, loads of Newcastle fans are messaging me or going across social media and kind of expressing their concerns and opinions. Straight away, I just don't believe this one at all. And my understanding is that Isak is fine. Of course, he came off from the Brighton game, and to quote Eddie Howe, let's get the quote up as soon as I can. So he's actually stayed on Isak here. I think it's a little bit of fatigue for Alex. I think he worked extremely hard for us. Hopefully no injury, just fatigue. Now, to be fair, Eddie Howe hasn't ruled out that Isak is not injured, but at the same time, it just sounds like he was tired against Brighton. Played him for a bit of the game, didn't want to risk him any longer, so he's took him off the pitch. To my understanding, even if it's a case he has to rest the West Ham game, I'm confident and I'm convinced that Isak will make the final. I don't want to jinx it. Knowing this Newcastle look at the minute, I do not want to potentially jinx that. But to my understanding, as things stand, Isak is just not injured. There's even been some people this morning saying that Isak has been training with the first team at the training ground. So again, I think we can completely rule this one out. I think Isak is fine. Haven't got any concerns with this one. But my concerning unofficial injury is SVEN Botman. Eddie Howe came out after the Brighton game and said that SVEN was close, but he did light training on Saturday and didn't feel 100% confident in his body, so we decided not to risk him. We still hope that he can play a part either in our next game or the game after. We're desperate to get him back fit because he's such a big player, but we couldn't take the risk with him if he wasn't 100% fit. Now, he's the concerning one for me because despite that news still seeming somewhat positive, you've got to remember, in my opinion, Botman needs to play the West Ham game before the final. If he can't play the West Ham game, we can't force him into a final in his first game back. Not to mention Liverpool is world class. They are one of the best teams in world football. And this is a player that's concerning me quite a lot. Now, he's played 56 games for Newcastle United, and he's actually missed 52 matches. Now, statistically, he's played half of the games since he's been at Newcastle. And we can talk about Wilson, we can talk about Woodwick, we can talk about as many injury-prone players as we want. Nobody's talking about this guy's injury record, and that's a concern. We're talking half of the games, he's just not available. And Botman, for me, needs to be playing that final. We need him back in. Burns, Shaw, love the pair with them, but they're both so slow. We need someone that's younger, someone that's fresher, and someone that's quicker to be alongside one of them, because I think both of them together, they're painfully slow. They just are. And I'm a bit concerned with Botman because, again, according to the reports that I said before about Isak training today, they said that Botman wasn't training today or wasn't doing a team training session. He might have been doing an individual session. But again, I'm a bit concerned with Botman. I haven't heard enough about Botman. Again, Eddie Howe quotes don't seem too bad, but then you look in the background, nothing's coming out. You look on social media, again, there's not much information, and I don't know. There's something about this Botman injury that is starting to concern me because again, he should be coming back in around now. He just hasn't came back in. And again, is he further away than what Eddie Howe might be suggesting? As Botman's still got a bit of time he needs before he gets back into the team because again, he needs to be playing the West Ham game, in my opinion. And if he can't play the West Ham game, yeah, I just don't think you should be playing the final. It's that simple. He has to be in for West Ham. And according to this, it just seems like he's not going to be in for that game. So again, we have to wait and see. And it's one that I reckon we might not be out the woods yet. But in PSG's point of view as a take on Liverpool, I'm still not fully convinced either that PSG will get through Liverpool 2 games and Liverpool will walk away unscathed. I reckon Liverpool might be in some trouble as well. There's no way, surely, against a top quality team in PSG, that Liverpool get through 2 matches in a week against them and the players are all 100% fine. I reckon there's something in this PSG game tonight. So watch it. Watch the PSG game again next week. I'm not convinced Liverpool will get out unscathed either. So keep an eye on them. We need to do our job against West Ham. But in terms of our injured players, I think Isak's fine. But Botman's a concern. I'm not sure on Botman yet, and I still need to know a bit more about him. However, of course, time to get into the official news now. Let's start off with the Anthony Gordon one. We don't need to mention this too much more. We've already spoke about it a couple of times. Newcastle United have decided not to attempt to go in and to get this red card overturned. In my opinion, I agree with it. Don't bother. It's never ever going to be overturned. It's an obvious red card. Don't make ourselves look desperate. Don't make ourselves look stupid. Just don't bother. Don't waste anyone's time. We'll have Gordon back after his red card. It's not getting overturned. No matter what we do, I don't see us getting out of that one. So for me, I think that is the correct decision. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Now, Lewis Hall is the sad one because, well, out for the rest of the season. Not a cup final, the entire season, according to Newcastle United. Needs an operation. He will get an operation, but that means his season is now over. That's a real upsetting one because, with the exception of maybe Tonali, Hall is the player of the season. He 100% is. Yeah, he's actually class against Salah as well. His last game, ironically, before his injury, was against Liverpool, and he was class against Liverpool, so it is a massive blow. Can't deny it. It will be a big miss. Now it'll be Livramento, in my opinion, that will go left back, Trippier right back. But don't rule out Livramento now. I see a lot of fans going, "Oh no, we're so done for." No, we're not. Did you see how good Livramento was last season against Kylian Mbappe? He played left back against PSG, away at PSG as well, and he was quality. He was so good against Mbappe. Seriously, you're talking the best striker in world football. Livramento was top draw against him. He's a good player. He can play left back. We just need to hopefully get his form back, and I'm hoping against West Ham he can just get out any of this rustiness that he has in his game and just try and get it sorted out. But again, he's a quality left back. He can play both sides. We know he can. He's a quick left back. For me, he's our only option. You can't play Matt Target left back. I don't think he's good enough. And Trippier's not going to go left back either because he's too old now. There's no way you can put Trippier up against Mohamed Salah. It just won't end well. I know he has to deal with Diaz, which is a hard job as well. But Livramento for me has to be the one on Salah. He's got pace. He can get into Salah. I think Salah against him will be a good 50-50 battle. I'm intrigued to see how it goes. He's good though. He's a good player. And that's the talking point coming away from this video. Obviously, with Botman being potentially out for the final, again, it'll be Sean Burns. I don't think that's a discussion. Left side's the concern, I know. Who do we play out wide on the left? Now, for me, it's either Harvey Barnes or Willock. I think Jordan needs to be in the middle. You guys may disagree that. For me, I think Jordan has to be in the central three. So it's either Joe Willock or Harvey Barnes out wide. And I would give it to Harvey Barnes. I think it's a real opportunity for him to really put his name out there. I mean, if he scores in the final and we win, he's an actual club legend, even though he barely played for Newcastle. That's club legend status if you score in the cup final and we win the competition. So, Harvey Barnes, go out there, play with confidence, play with pride. You've got nothing to lose. Just go out there and play the game. Harvey Barnes, you've got nothing to fear. Get at Liverpool, do what you can do. And I tell you what, you score, you put your name in the record books for Newcastle. We don't ever score at Wembley, so yeah, Harvey Barnes should really be looking forward to that final. It's a massive opportunity for him. He could kick Anthony Gordon out of the team. That easily can just kick him out of the team if he does something well. So, Harvey Barnes, the floor is yours. Show us what he can do. That's simple. He's got all the opportunities in the world. take it nice and slowly. And for the rest of the team as well, the injuries starting to mount a little bit. He's all got a chance to come in and do a job because we're going to need it. We're going to need some of you to turn up for us. So, yeah, I believe in this team. I don't think this crisis on social media is as bad as people make it out to be. Again, Gordon and Hall, we all expected this news. Nobody surely expected otherwise. Those two are always going to miss the cup final. Botman's the concerner. I think Botman's a concerning one. He's the one that worries me a little bit. Isak sounds fine. I haven't got any concerns regarding him at the minute. But again, one more game to go. It will be typical Newcastle fashion if we pick up another red card or a big injury against West Ham. So for the love of God, against West Ham, I wouldn't throw the game away. I think we need to win the game. So we may have to rotate a couple of players to make sure they're fit for the final. But for me, we need to beat West Ham. We need some momentum going into the final. We do have to take it against them. And if it results in injury or suspension, then it's just bad luck, isn't it? So, in my opinion, we just need to go out against West Ham, give it all we got, and then go to that cup final and give it all we got. And then after that, no more games this month. No more games. It's all done after Liverpool. No more matches this month. International break. Then the players can rest. Then we can recuperate. And then we can come back again after that cup final and be strong for the rest of the season. 2 matches now. Go, 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 go. I can't stress it enough. Get into them. Get the results in. Liverpool is beatable. I know they're world class, but they are beatable. They're not invincible. So let's do it. Let's make it this one. Let's make it count. Thank you guys for watching anyway. Let me know your opinions down below. What do you think about this, I guess, this crisis at Newcastle United? Do you think there's much more going on behind the scenes? Do you think we missed anyone out? Do you think it will be just Hall Gordon? Do you think Botman and his second comeback? Or do you feel like there's perhaps yet more big news to come out behind the club, or behind the scenes at the club? Let me know. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one.